sometimes. Welcome, everybody, to the Quick Count, brought to you by Bodyslam.net and brought to you by the 10 Count Podcast. It is Sunday, and if you're on the Northeast, like Justin and I, we are getting hounded by the snow. It's like the first actual snowstorm, and I don't even know how long. I went out there for a second. I enjoyed it for a bit. I not looking forward to shoveling. At least I don't do too much. I live in an apartment complex, so at least most of it's not me just digging my car out. But Justin, how you digging the snowstorm, man?
It's coming down. I went out there probably 3 hours ago, trying to get ahead of it a little bit, and an hour later, it looked like I did absolutely shit. So probably head back up there after this quick count. We are on a podcast with Hitting the Turnbuckle at 3 p.m. Eastern. So we'll do that, and then I'll probably have to go back to reality, shovel a little bit more, but the snow is coming down, my friend. Holy crap.
That it is. And Matt, let's go. Welcome in on this Sunday. If you're on, like I said, the Northeast with us, I hope you're enjoying the snow, embracing the snow. There's not much we can do but embrace it with how much is coming down. But yeah, we're going to talk about a few topics today. We're not going to touch on things we're going to talk about at 3 p.m. Eastern with Hitting the Turnbuckle Podcast. Tune into their channel at 3 if you have the time to see a bunch of different topics we're going to dig into. But yeah, work sucks. Yeah, you're right. It does. I know. But yeah, I want to talk about one of the big things that we saw from TNA on Thursday was the system, as you wrote in the description, got a reboot. We have Bear Bronson as one of the members, and then we have a why am I blanking on his name?
Cedric
Alexander coming in to toss out Moose. Like this, I'm excited. Like I said on Thursday when we did the podcast before TNA, that TNA needed to do things to keep interest. I didn't think they needed to hit a home run on things. They needed to garnish some stories that would get my attention. I mean, as we always say, Bear Bronson, we've had him on the show. He's a friend of the show. I'm already intrigued on what they're doing with the system, how Moose is going to get tied in. He's all alone. You know, JC is gone. He's retired. So Moose is on his own against a system that now has a beast of a man in our guy Bear Bronson. So I can't wait to see how Bear Bronson fits into this new system. As you mentioned on X, you know, it's like a Creative Pro reunion as the system now, which is really cool to see. But what do you think, Justin?
It's what TNA needed. When I saw that like the bringing in a new member of the system was the main event, technically, I was like, all right, it's got to be someone. Something's got to happen. And then I mean, a week before, we literally said, "Where's Bear Bronson?" We both said it. Like, you bring him in. We're hearing that he's signing with TNA. He gets the push right off the bat to be in a world championship match against Frankie Kazarian. He comes up short, but then he wasn't there for Genesis. He wasn't there for the premiere on AMC. We were like, where the hell is he? Well, he's here, and he's going to be a major player in TNA. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Moose, for me, Moose doesn't need, and if I sound nasally, I'm fighting a cold. I apologize to everyone that's listening right now. But Moose doesn't, I don't think Moose needs the system. Moose is a big enough star that he'll be fine. And sure, he'll probably feud with the system for a little bit. He'll keep getting beat down. But man, Bear Bronson, dude, is going to be a major player in TNA right now. And I cannot wait, because no one deserves it more than our boy Bear. He has worked his ass off. And I am excited to see it pay off.
From interviewing him during the mid of his Summer of Violence to now, it's crazy to see where he's come. And when we've interviewed him, which hopefully we get to interview him again soon, you know, we brought up before he even wrestled Matt Tremont, before he teamed with Matt Tremont, right? We asked him about these things and what he was excited for, and he's hit his goals and then expanded on them. So he's hustling, he's grinding. I love what he's doing, and I can't wait to see this. I guess has to be more violent side of the system, because if you're bringing Bear Bronson in, you know, he's going to bring the violence to TNA. And I'm just excited to see how that changes things, especially for like a Brian Myers type that's going to be, you know, potentially co-leading the system.
And I love that. Like I said, Creative Pro. Creative Pro is now the biggest faction in TNA. Move over, Elegance brand. The system is here and Creative Pro is here. Like, now you just need to bring in Gabby. You gotta just bring in all of Creative Pro and like just get all of them in, because to see Brian Myers and Bear Bronson both working together in the system brings a tear to this Long Island boy's eye.
Hell yeah. It's a Long Island dream. I do want to get into some SmackDown too. I know we're touching into, you know, kind of what's happening with the Feast or Fired with hitting the turnbuckle, but I want to get into kind of Friday Night SmackDown. One thing in particular is Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu. I was curious to know how they were going to, you know, promote this match on Friday heading into Saturday night's main event. And I thought it was brilliant, man. I was shocked. You know, they had Cody go low on Jacob, and Jacob turned it around to this like inspirational speech about, you know, how he's been locked down at 16, 18, 7 kids, no money, thought he was going to get fired. Now he's in this, you know, in this spot. And, you know, I loved it. Cody kind of brought that out of him, which I enjoyed a lot. Do we foresee a heel Cody Rhodes? Because I think it's happening, dude. I didn't know if they'd want to, you know, turn that page and go that route, but I don't know, man. Cody's kind of getting a little grumpy, a little angry inside.
I went from EBT to WWE is one of the toughest, coldest lines I think I've heard in quite some time. Jacob Fatu has those bars. Cody, Bodyslam and Corey and whoever else said that a character change is coming to Cody Rhodes. We are going to start seeing a meaner side of Cody Rhodes. I don't think the full heel turn is happening yet. It's definitely going to happen. 1000%. But I think WWE and TKO would be stupid to I don't know if it would kill the merch sales. I think Cody would still have his fans regardless. But I mean, Cody's the top seller. Your top seller is your top babyface. Although I think more fans are starting to lean into the idea like, all right, I can get into this now. He's not just this mega super babyface that is just the company's guy. He's starting to show a little side that we've been wanting to see for quite some time. But I like the direction where it's going.
It's funny because like Cody's like the antithesis of what the Authority is, right? He's the good business guy, right? What's good for business. When we saw it to the Authority back in the 2010s, it was they forced things down your throat. They wanted their champions to be their champions, and now he's like the corporate puppet, but like in the face way. And it worked for me for a little bit, right? He's the company guy, but after a while, it starts to seem like we can't do this John Cena, Super Cena thing again. I know, Cena passed the torch to Cody, but the thing that made me hate Cena was that they forced him down our throats. They forced the championships, down our throats. He would beat the biggest and best guys all the times. You have Umaga on an undefeated streak. John Cena beats him. Great Khali, undefeated streak. John Cena beats him. Bobby Lashley is a force to be reckoned with in ECW. Gets beat by fucking John Cena. So, like, I didn't want to see that with Cody. That's why I felt bad with Drew. And granted, with Drew, the one thing I appreciated was that Cody was doing some underhanded tactics to actually finish off the win, right? Cody didn't introduce the title belt or the chair, but Cody used it to his advantage, right? So he was able to, win, but kind of dirty. And he wasn't just beating them outright like John Cena was doing. So I am happy that they are going this route. I think it'll keep Cody fresh. I think people, at the end of the day, look how many people are yelling the woe when he does the entrance. People are cheering him. Someone tweeted the other day, Cody came out, they booed him, then they start cheering him. Then the second time he came out to fight Jacob Fatu, the one last week, they're all for it. Like Cody has that we want Cena sucks kind of vibe, but I think a little bit better because it's actually like garnering a lot of good attention for him.
Cody knows how to work the crowd. He can turn a crowd in a second. I think the best example of Cody doing that would be his last promo in AEW, where he has the TNT championship. They are booing the ever living shit out of Cody. And then Cody he says, oh, I was told not to use this promo, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get the chance to do it. So here I go. I'm going to do it anyway. And he just starts ranting and riffing, and he turned the crowd. He literally turned this crowd that has been dying for him to turn heel into cheering him in approximately 2 minutes. Cody is the king. He is the king at turning a crowd whichever way he wants to do. He can turn a crowd bad. He can turn a crowd happy in 2 seconds. And that's what he does. And that's why he's in the spot that he's in. It's not just because of his awesome wrestling skills. He's really, really damn good on the mic. He's incredible on the mic.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know your thoughts too on like, they started off the show and it didn't end up being a match. It was a brawl. Like, did you like that? What did you think about that? That's starting the show.
I mean, yeah, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to see them brawl throughout the arena at the Bell Center in Montreal. But I felt like, we'll get into, I don't want to get into what I feel like it's going to kind of mimic, but I feel like in a way it's kind of where I'm seeing AJ Styles and Gunther for Rumble, but I don't know. I'm still a toss up with that, but I feel like we might get that type of vibe with what we saw, because you have two guys that absolutely hate each other. They're not waiting for the bell. They just want to go at it. They want to brawl. They want to kick the living shit out of each other. The crowd's into it. They're backstage. They're eating popcorn in the arena. They're doing whatever. And then it just ends in nothing because Drew comes out. If there's anything that it came of it is I see a triple threat. I see a triple threat at WrestleMania. That's what I'm getting out of it. Like it's fine. I didn't need a winner. It just was that thing to get the crowd going at Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, I kind of have an opposite vibe with what I think is going to happen. I kind of want to like talk about it for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
But Sammy has another shot now at the WWE Championship, is he really going to lose another opportunity? And to me, I know people spoke about it, right? There's a chance that Drew can, have it for a month, the Sammy can have it for a month, then Cody gets it back to maybe fight Roman or something. But what if Jacob and Cody interfere during that title match and screws Drew over so Sammy wins at the Royal Rumble? What if there's just mayhem between Cody and Jacob and it messes with Drew and causes Sammy to win? And then you can have a fatal four-way at Elimination Chamber, Jacob, Sammy, Drew, Cody, and Cody can win it back for Roman to then challenge him at WrestleMania. That's how I see this going. The reason they added Drew for a reason. They added Drew to take out both Jacob and Cody for a specific reason, and it's not going to just wait until WrestleMania. I think it's going to happen. That payoff's going to happen a bit sooner, and that's going to be next Saturday.
I feel like there's just too many moving parts with that theory. I feel like for all that, sure, we still have a few months until Mania. And I get it. Like, Sammy will get that title, but to take it off Drew that quickly, I think it would diminish everything that they've already done by giving him the title. Like, Sammy on Friday Night SmackDown, I kind of, after the pop that obviously Sammy started the show off with, he's home in Montreal. You got the Olay chants and everything. Seeing what happened with Sammy on SmackDown, I kind of had a feeling they were going to pull the trigger on him and be like, all right, Sammy's going to get the opportunity. It came to fruition. Sammy got the number one contendership in Montreal in front of his family and friends. Huge pop. But now I feel like Drew's just going to eat at him on the mic. You haven't beat me. All this crap. He's still not. Sammy will get his. I just don't think that it's happening at the Rumble. And I just don't see it happening there. It will happen eventually, but I just feel like there's too many moving parts. And I don't want to see the title flip-flop 3 times before Mania. Mania is in 3 months, 4 months. Like, I don't need that. Just let Drew keep the title, walk into Mania as champion. Let's do a little triple threat. Jacob, Cody, Drew.
Tom, what up, my man? How's it going? Thanks for tuning back in on this Sunday. I don't hate that. We've seen long title runs lately. I think this year, I could be wrong, I think we might see some quick title reigns. I know we spoke about it on Thursday how, Roman's long title reign kind of stopped people from becoming WWE champion from Universal champion. They had to bring the World Heavyweight Championship in to then allow people to be champions again. But what if it changes hands? What if it goes Drew to Sammy to Cody to Roman to Randy to Cody or something like that? I don't hate it because we used to get that back in the Attitude Era. You can look at people's title reigns. There's 30-day title reign here, 45-day here, 21 here. It used to happen pretty often between The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker. Like, there was lots of title changes, Kurt Angle. And so I think we're in a day and age where we can see that, where we can see these quick title changes because it hasn't happened in a very long time. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd honestly kind of be happy about it because I would like to see people get the strap and be able to say they were WWE champion, even if it is for 30 days, 45 days. So I don't hate it, man. I think having some unpredictability with the championship going to WrestleMania kind of adds some freshness to what's going on because usually we know who's the champion at this point on, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's you bring up a fair point. Like, sure, like right now, once the Rumble hits, it's that road to WrestleMania, and usually, like you said, who is champion at Rumble is going to be defending it at Mania, right? Because Elimination Chamber, you're fighting for that one spot to have an opportunity at the other World Heavyweight Championship. I get it. I would be more okay with that after Mania, just because Mania season is such a major part in the whole cog of the year that obviously WWE puts on, that they really just got to hone in on the storyline and build the storyline to be exactly what they need it to be. They have to sell the fans on the storyline. And I think it would be a little bit tougher if the title is switching hands every month.
I don't know. I disagree.
No, I love it. I love it.
It's in Vegas, dude. Look at the prices. It's already sold. I think it's already sold out for the most part. I think everyone's bought their tickets. You know, WrestleMania is one of the biggest event of the year. People don't wait to buy tickets for WrestleMania. People buy WrestleMania tickets 6 months out. So I don't think it matters. I this day and age with how big wrestling is, you know, I don't think they're strapped to get people in the seats, you know, especially going into Saudi next year. You know, that's probably already sold out. You know, they already probably have that arena booked out. So I think we're in a day and age where they don't need to worry about filling the seats. I don't think they need to worry about, you know, that big story or that big story for the WWE Championship, because you can have that with the world title. You can have that with the women's championships. You can have that with the Intercontinental Championships. So I don't know. I'm here for the ride, man. If Sammy wins on Saturday, I'm calling it. It's going to be pretty much like a championship scramble leading through the year. And hey, maybe they could bring it back. Bring back the championship scramble, WrestleMania. You can have Roman, Cody, Sammy, Drew, Jacob just fighting for the championship. 30 minutes, and whoever has the last pinfall is the champ. I'm for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I don't know. I feel like even just for Drew, like we've seen Drew lose this opportunity so many times. It was like a broken book, right? And Black Hawker, what's up, brother? Sammy for the win. I mean, I loved it. I love seeing it. But just for Drew, like Drew deserves to hold on to this title through this run and bring it into Mania. If he loses at Mania, it is what it is. But I mean, goddamn, at least let the guy hold on to it until Mania. He carried WWE through COVID, right? He won his first championship in the Performance Center at WrestleMania. And then he finally won it back, and he lost it 2 seconds later to Damian Priest cashing in on him at Mania. So he's just worked his ass off. Like, give it to him. Just give it to him. We have in the chat on YouTube, DNC Digital. What if Sammy loses the title match? You get the Heartbreaker, and he goes and wins the Rumble with Drew's promo and the Cody Fatu deal. I feel he keeps it.
Oh, dude, I like that. I am a fan of that. I think that'd be cool. That's like, again, a Sammy underdog story. Loses the title match, enters into the Royal Rumble at whatever number and wins it. I'm for that. That'd be freaking sick. DNC Digital. I like your mindset there. Good booking.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I also just Roman Reigns has to appear somewhere. I don't. It would be cool. Don't get me wrong. Like it was cool seeing Jay, eliminate John Cena at the end of the Rumble. Would it be cool to see Sammy knock off Roman? Yes, I would absolutely go ape shit. But Roman's Roman until proven otherwise. I think Roman's winning the Rumble.
Yeah, but Roman's got a lot of runner-ups in the Rumble, man. He's got a lot of runner-ups. He's come second more than he's won that thing, or even probably participated in. He probably has majority second place runner-ups. But maybe they can go the route of Roman and Punk then, because there's still story there. I don't know. I think there's still room for Roman.
Yeah. Roman, you could fit in to several different storylines just because of what he and the bloodline have done in the past, right? Like they have screwed over so many people in the past that those stories can just come back to bite. And Triple H loves the long-term story booking, right? So sure, it could happen. I don't know. I like I said, I don't like getting my hopes up for out of the normal finishes just because then I get excited about it and then it doesn't happen and we get exactly what we thought and it gets shut down. DNC Digital on YouTube, walk with me. I think we have talent that's larger than the title. I feel you can run matches with certain talent and have them main event Mania without the title.
I agree. It's just, I know, speaking about this man, right? They usually give the main event to the champions because they're the ones holding it down. But I do agree, right? I think we're in a day and age where, since Vince isn't booking and forcing, Brock Lesnar to be the main event, or John Cena, The Rock to be the main event, for the title, I think you can do it. And I think people are okay with that. I think we're in a generation where the locker room is okay where they sit. Do they want a main event? Sure. But they're all in cahoots together. They're all backing each other. They all have respect for each other. They all want to have success with themselves in the business. So I agree.
That being said, DNC Digital on YouTube, they can give the Rumble to a popular low main eventer and give them the title match without having to main event Mania like Jay or LA Knight. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, DNC. You're definitely not wrong. I just don't I like the type of booking that you're trying to put out there. I just don't think WWE has the gall to actually go through with it. If that makes any sort of sense, you know what I mean? Like, it would be cool to see, but I just don't think that they're going to go away from the norm and what they're used to. And I don't know, especially like going back to Vegas 2 years in a row. I don't think they have the cojones to pull off that move.
Yeah, and I think TKO doesn't either, because TKO wants money. And maybe Triple H, if he had, full ownership of the company, and Stephanie, they might pull that trigger. But I agree with you. I think TKO wants money. I think they want to pull the biggest draw that they can. I think that's why, we see CM Punk holding this championship to WrestleMania, not Braun Breaker. I also think that's why, it was a fight to have Drew win this and take the title away from Cody. So I think TKO they want money. They're a business. I get it. It's why Vince booked the way he did. He wasn't I don't think he was as greedy as TKO is, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. There's nothing else to say. I mean, you talk about TKO. They just had their first UFC whatever it was, three whatever on Paramount. So it was the first one on Paramount last night. And I mean, I watched it. I thought it was awesome. Patty the Batty got his ass beat. But other than that, yeah, I mean, anything else you got to say before we wrap up this quick count?
Yeah, come check us out in 20 minutes on Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. We will be live with them talking a whole bunch of things. It's gonna be fun.
Live? We're live with them?
Are we? I assume maybe not.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. If we are, we'll be there.
it's very current stuff, so I feel like we are. If it's live, go check out their channel. If you don't see us live at 3 p.m., it's probably being recorded. So
we'll be sharing it too.
Yeah, I just always assume things are live for the most part. I just like being live. That's why we do what we do. But yeah, if we are live at 3 p.m. in 20 minutes, go to Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, their X or Twitch or whatever they are. But if they're not live, we'll retweet it and check out what we had to say. So cheers to that.
So let's ring that bell, because this quick count is over. Thank you all for joining us today on this snowy Sunday in the Northeast. Thank you for dealing with my nasally voice as I am still fighting this cold. And we will see you all in approximately 20 minutes over at Hitting the Turnbuckle for a hopefully live, I'm assuming live episode of their podcast, a little collaboration. DNC Digital, have a safe week, gentlemen. Nider Sammy for the Rumble, Bianca for the women's. I like the way you think. We will discuss our Rumble predictions probably in 20 minutes, and then we'll also probably go over it next week on the 10 count. Right? So Thank you all for joining us. Top right corner right now, in approximately 2 seconds, bear with me, you will see a QR code. The QR code brings you to ProWrestlingTees.com. It is the official merch of the 10 Count podcast. Go purchase a shirt, send us a picture of your shirt, and I will say, wow, that's awesome, because I don't have money to give you. But other than that, have fun. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you guys back here Wednesday night for the 10 count. Until then, it is Ty. It is myself, Jay Star, and we are out.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.